is Revell. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. And in this video I wanted to go over the Revell 68 and 69 Corvettes. These are the 427 Corvettes. Reason I'm doing this is I have all of these, and there are actually quite a number of differences between all of the kits and the issues. So if there's a specific Corvette or something you're looking to do, I'm just going to explain some of the differences. Right off the bat, this is the 68 L88 Corvette. It's also a roadster. This is the first issue. This is a second issue of the same tooling, but it's the 69 Corvette, and it's a coupe. The rest of these are coupes as well, but there are a number of differences. First thing right off the bat, this has the L88 hood. So does this one. This one has the regular 427 hood along with this one. And then this is the Baldwin Motion version. First time the side pipes appear, these two don't have side pipes. So before I get too far into it, got to get into the different 427s that were available in. I'll focus mainly on 69, but the engines are pretty much the same. I actually had to make notes to bring it up here, but depending on how you look at the option sheet, there are 4 or 6 427 engines available. The first one was the L36. That was a 390 horsepower 4-barrel with 10.25 to 1 compression. That was rated at 5400 RPM. The next one was the L68. That's a tri-carb 3-2-barrel one, which is in these kits. You can build it that way or the other one, but it's just, as far as the kit concerned, it's one of the tri-powers. It's 10.25 to 1 compression, rated at 400 horsepower, also at 5400 RPM and 460 foot-pounds of torque. The next step up, which this is the one as far as the horsepower ratings go, is the bad boy, the L71 427. It's 435 horsepower at 5800 RPM. It's the 3-2-barrel 11 to 1 compression engine. That's on paper, that's the bad boy, and it's sold the most, and that was a $437 option. The next one up, which this one represents, is the L88. That's the race engine, but it was rated at 430 horsepower, and it was a 4-barrel carb, but it had a special hood. It was rated at 430 horsepower at 4600 RPM, well under, and it's 12.5 to 1 compression. That was the bad boy. Some of those have been dynoed at, one of them I read was 557 horsepower at 6500 RPM. It was also a solid lifter mechanical cam. So that was the race bad boy engine, the L88. The L89, that's just the aluminum head option for another $832 on top of the already L71 tri-carb 435 horse engine. That just gave you aluminum heads. It was not rated any different. And then on 69 also, the ZL1 427, that's the aluminum block. That was a $4,700 option on top of the L88's already 1,032 option on top of the Corvette. The Corvette for 69, the convertible was $4,400 and the coupe was $4,700. It's kind of weird that the coupe was more. Little piece of trivia for the Corvettes: 68 and older, the roadsters outsold the coupes. 69 was the first year that the coupes outsold the roadsters. Little piece of trivia. So anytime somebody's looking at the roadster and they say a 63 or 64, oh, it's a roadster, those are rare. No, actually they're not. They made more of them. But the roadsters had always outsold the coupes up until 69. 69 was the first year. But the ZL1 option, besides spending $4,700 on the Corvette, you had to get the L88, which was $1,032, and then if you wanted the ZL1, that was another $4,700. So the engine cost more than the actual car did. It was over $10,000, which is one of the ones I wanted to make, but you needed the L88 engine and hood, but the 69 body. This particular stripe is on one of those cars, and that particular one, depending on what you read or who you say, Chevrolet says they produced 2 of them. Later, more recently, it says there's 3. I'm not going to get too far into that one, but there's a specific one I wanted to make. But because these kits don't all have the same parts in them, I wanted to show you the differences. So I'll move the later versions away for the moment, and we'll get into the first 2 kits. As, believe it or not, these are actually the most accurate. So I'll start with this one. It's a 68 Roadster. It's L88. Got to compare a few parts, so opening up the 69 kit as well. But here's the 68. And this is the L88 hood. For the longest time, you couldn't get this hood unless you wanted. You had to buy the 68 kit to get the hood. So, little tip to sand the sides here a little bit. Makes it a lot easier to get the hood on and off. If you don't sand it, see, this one's a bit more square. It's a lot harder to get the hood, and you gotta force it and chip the paint. Since I got both bodies out, this one is actually a 68, and this one is a 69. One of the things that makes them, the 69 says Stingray, and actually that was the reappearance of the word Stingray. First time it was one word. The 67 through 63 was 2 words, but it's one word. 68s do not say Stingray on them or anywhere on the car. Another thing, if you can see, the door lock cylinder is different on the 68 than the 69 and later cars. This is a 1-year only part. And then the other thing that makes it a 68 is the rear panel. 68s have the backup lights in the valance panel. 69 and laters don't. They moved it into the tail light. So it's just a couple of differences between the 2 bodies, but Revell got them right. Another thing that's interesting to note is there's no cutouts for the exhaust. You actually have to trim them. It's in the directions. It's recessed in there, but they're in there. Even though neither one of these kits have the side pipes. So it's kind of interesting to bring that up. And here's the both tops, not getting too specific into the kit. But another interesting thing to bring up that this kit has, here is the dash for the 68. Now a true L88 car has no radio and no AC or heater. Okay, so this one has no radio. Really doesn't have much for any kind of ventilation, but L88 cars, very rare. There were 220 I think made, but in 67 there was 20, in 68 there was 80 cars, in 69 I think there was 120 cars. And here's all the 427 parts. Here's the L88 under piece of the hood and the L88 air cleaner and the full exhaust. And even though I didn't unwrap this chrome tree, it has, well, I can unwrap it. It's just kind of like saran wrap. So regular panels, the stock wheels, the regular mirror. Then you have the exhaust tips and the chrome that goes into the body when you cut it out for the exhaust to poke through. So make note of those. These early versions have them. The later versions they're missing. But so that's what's in the 68 kit. And also a note, I forgot to mention just right away, the 68 door panels are different, and they are technically 68 only. So then we'll move on to the 69. Now this has the famous box art. No, it does not have a 429 Ford motor in it. It's not the Boss 429 or the 429 CJ. Kind of an error box. There was a ton of them made. I've seen people on eBay asking more money because it's an error box. But no big deal. The kit is really accurate. Comes with this decal. And then you can see the backup lights painted here on the thing. But we went over the body. The rest of the kit is pretty much the same as the 68 kit. But here is the regular 427 hood and the 69 door panels. So you can see they are different. And it comes with the L88 the air cleaner and base and the exhaust. Here's the dash. Now this one actually has the radio and it has the heater controls. So this dash is a little different, and make a note of that because a lot of later kits. And here's the chrome tree. It's got the tri-carb setup and it's got the tri-carb parts in there, but it's also got the 4-barrel parts and the stock wheels, but no side pipes. Still has the chrome for the full exhaust. And then here is the decals. It says you can do the, see, it says L89, which is the aluminum head license plate. So it's meant to do the aluminum head 3-2-barrel version. But I've only seen these stripes on the 1ZL1. I don't know how loaded they are. The directions do say 427. So I get a laugh out of the goof up on the box, but it is a very accurate kit as far as these go. So we'll move on to the next version. Here's the Baldwin Motion. It's the most common. Came out in 1990. The first two kits were 88 and 89. This is a reissue from 2002. I did build it. The originals were molded in blue. Same 69 body. And then 69 door panels. And does have the 69 dash with the heater and radio. That's no additional parts there. The side pipes and mirrors. It's got both mirrors. So it's got the sport mirrors. And that's unchanged. And of course it has the Baldwin Motion wheels, the side pipes, but none of the stock other full-length exhaust parts, and a set of chrome mirrors. But the regular standard mirror is not included in this one. And then the directions and the Baldwin Motion decals, which is a little more than the original kit. But you can still build the Baldwin Motion out of this one. This was my favorite version. This is the one I originally built, and I still have that build even though it's over almost 30 years old. And I plan to rebuild it, which is why I have this kit. Now where things start to get a little interesting. I bought this one because I saw on the box art it had the L88 hood, and because I want to do that ZL1 version of the 69. This is the kit that has the 69 body and the L88 hood that was previously only in the 68 Roadster kits, which that first issue was the only stock one. Then they had the 2-in-1, which is the Pro Street, or not Pro Street, but had the supercharger and somewhat of a small block looking hood. But the molds are starting to get a little loose with the flash and whatnot, but it's still the 69 body and the 69, the rest of the parts here. But this one, it has the hood for the Baldwin Motion, 69 door panels, the L88 hood and the L88 exhaust. Okay, so it has all those parts. It has the 69 dash with the radio and heater controls. The rest of this is unchanged. The big brakes, which are for this wheels version. The bigger tires, low profile bigger tires. I like these tires. I like the big wheels on a lot of things. I'm not real fond of the particular wheels that come in this kit. But here's the chrome tree where it gets a little lacking. It's right out of the Baldwin Motion kit. You got the Baldwin Motion wheels, the side pipes, the mirrors. You don't have the regular stock mirror that's in the first two kits, or the rest of the exhaust parts to put the chrome tips and the chrome bezels when you cut these out. So those parts are missing out of this version, even though it has everything else. It does not have the stock tires. And then here's the decal sheet that comes with this one. So this one is only really meant to be built as the California Wheels version, but it's got a lot of the Baldwin Motion parts, so you can virtually build the Baldwin Motion other than the tires. But you can't really use the regular exhaust because it doesn't come with all the parts. And then on to the most recent issue. The Yenko Corvette Coupe. Now this particular issue has some interesting combos as well. It still has the 69 body, nothing to go over there. Now we have the regular 427 hood back, so you can do the regular 427, but it's got the 68 door panels. Those shouldn't be there. You've still got the full exhaust from the L88, so you can have the full exhaust or the side pipes with this one. Here's the Baldwin Motion hood. It doesn't have the L88 hood, but you've got your mirrors here, the regular sport mirrors. The sheet's still unchanged. And then here we go. We have the dash that was previously in the 68 kit. No radio and the heater controls. So this dash makes a reappearance, which is good. I needed this dash. You could just sand off the detail, but comes with this. They molded some lettering here instead of down here, which they didn't, but that's okay. I can fix that. You get these really nice pad printed white wall tires, thin white wall. Don't know which version is going to get those or not. They may go on there. And then you got the full chrome tree. The stock wheels are back in, the chrome side pieces without the side pipes, but all of the regular chrome for the tri-power or the regular. But you've got the chrome bezels and the exhaust tips, they've reappeared. And then on this side, here's all the Baldwin Motion parts that have been coming in the Baldwin Motion kits. So you've got those wheels as well. So you could build a Baldwin Motion out of this. And then the only really neat new part of this kit is the trunk rack. It's pretty cool. Don't think I have any plans for any of those. And then a much nicer decal sheet with the ZL1 decals, and then the Stingray and the decals for the regular 427 hood, and it's got Yenko badges here. Nothing really Yenko about this particular kit. It's almost a stock kit, but it comes with a different collection of parts. Don't know why it has the 68 door panels in this kit when everything else in it's 69. It does have the non-heater and radio dash, which I'm glad it's in there, but it's kind of weird that it's in there. But that's all the differences between these 5 versions. And like I said, they're all different in some way or form. But they're really nice kits, and they build up really, really well. That's the original from 1988. But thank you for tuning in and going over all this with me. I know this was kind of a longer video, but there are a number of differences you wouldn't think would be different in all these kits. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful day.